And then we're like, okay, great. What do we do now? Right? And when we signed the contract, 1/3 of the money was just for the deposits. So whatever was left, we could afford buying the chairs, and the money was gone
Yeah.
because we
Some
had no
materials,
planning.
paint maybe, but then the money was gone.
And crazy things happen after that because, for example, the painting, someone gave it to me, the whole painting.
I mean, the
The
labor.
No, he gave me everything,
They gave
even
the
the
paint. I don't
material.
remember that.
Yes.
Gave you the
I
material?
didn't pay one dime.
Wow.
He gave it to me. And he's not a friend. He's not a person I've
You knew before?
I was just doing something for him, a side job, and then he's like, I'll do it for you. I say, okay, give me an estimate. He's no, I'll give it to you. I say, okay, what do you mean you give it to me? He's like, yeah, you're not going to pay anything. I said, but you're charging me the materials at least? He's like, nope. He paid all out of his pocket, everything, the whole painting job. And we had help of friends, right? Your clients that were there.
I never understood how much you're young, and deal with all that stuff with no previous like background of business person, your family or anything, and that much experience.
Especially in a different country because I'm not from here, right?
Yeah, it was tough for us too because you make the whole deal with the landlord. Actually, she have him drop how much we were going to pay in a contract, right?
Yeah, it was a
rent,
tough negotiation, and he only gave us 2 years.
You extract a lot from him.
Yeah.
Back then. You were so young. You don't know how, right?
No. And then he only gave us 2 years because we were so young and we had never had a business. No like history that he could actually trust us, that we would make it. And one thing that is very interesting is that nowadays we hear from his office staff how proud he is and how much he likes our barbershop, because when he drive by, he see how beautiful it is, how big it became, and he just like proud of us because actually he didn't believe in us. We're so young and unexperienced.
One day he mentioned that he has 8,000 properties here in South Florida, throughout everything he has. Yeah. So going back, it's amazing what you have done with so less, so minimum experience that you had. So you extract from him the floor, because we couldn't afford the floor, and also he gave it to us, the floor, right?
Yes. He installed the floor.
He installed the floor. He has all the floor material in his warehouse. He gave it to us.
Correct.
Too. Yeah.
And then he installed the floor, and there's other things that I asked him to do. And the big deal was the tattoo. He didn't want to accept, but at the end, he's like, okay, whatever. He accepted the tattoo condition. There is a clause there saying we can have tattoo, but we're gonna talk about the tattoo later, because then there was other problems with the tattoo. And then
remember the deal when we were dealing, we had to meet him at his office, and I was wearing flip-flops and shorts. You don't remember that?
Tico. The day I think we finally signed the lease, he was there in person, because of course we're dealing with his staff, not with him personally.
We didn't have much credibility of anything.
Tico comes wearing flip-flops, and then he's like shorts and flip-flops. It was so funny.
It was funny, and
how
he looked
this
at
guy
us,
would
these
trust
two
you.
young people.
And the guy wearing flip-flops. I was 27. You were 33, right?
33 already.
But we're so immature, so young, so inexperienced. And then
we start building the place. We had a lot of help from many friends. Like I said, once you're a barber, you connect with people, you meet people, you make friendship, you know.
And so many people helped you for free.
And thank you every single one of you that helped us to build our shop. If it wasn't from you guys, we wouldn't have amazing shop. Actually, we didn't have everything we have today, because you guys was the people that believed in us. And man, most of you guys, not most, everybody that gave us their work, their hard work for free.
And the thing was that you would still work during the day, right, as a barber at the place you're working. And we would come at night and kind of do things
Since
hands-on.
we didn't have all the money, we didn't plan or anything, no plan at all.
Yeah.
I still was working at the same place until like 7 p.m., maybe 8, 9. And my wife was working at her place, selling granite, I think.
Yep.
Was that right?
I was selling granite and cabinets.
In cabinets. And we went there after hours and started building the shop, and we were dead tired, right?
Yep. And
Working
we did maybe
three-
80% of the work ourselves with the help of
all the
friends,
friends,
like hanging mirrors in the wall and
doing
doing
all the
almost
stations, the
everything.
granite, the cabinets. Uh, Even if I don't know how to do cabinets and all stuff, my friend was helping me, and I was helping him. I couldn't afford paying someone, and I
You
couldn't
would
afford
be
let
the
him
helper.
bring. Yeah, I was the helper, and I had pictures to prove.
Yeah.
So I was there putting everything and helping to paint and do all that stuff our
And one
own.
thing that I want to mention that it's a very important message if you're watching is that sometimes you do have a dream, you do have something you want to build in life, but you're just dreaming. And when you start taking action, God start aligning all the help you need,
All the help you
right?
need.
How
Yeah.
many people jumped in your project, in our project, because now it's my project too, because I, embraced Tico's dream. And then God started bringing the people. How come this guy that works with painting, he was not my friend, out of nowhere? He's like, I'm giving it to you. I'll do it for free. Like, why? Because I want to do it. So God started aligning the people, the resources, and everything we needed to make that happen. But it only happened because you took action and you gave the first step.
Once you start moving, everything start happening. In your life.
Exactly. So if you're just dreaming how I'm going to make this happen, of course, planning helps because we had so many issues we had to deal with because we didn't plan. We're so inexperienced, but then we learned and now we do better. Like now we learned the lesson. We know if I have to build a new shop, it's easy now
It's
because I
easier.
know all the process, all the steps. And another thing is that place, even though everybody said was a bad choice, you knew in your I wasn't sure, but Tico knew in his heart
That was
that
the
was the
perfect
place. And that place used to be a hair salon.
Oh yeah, too.
So all the electrical and the plumbing was ready already. It saved us, I would say, about $30,000 in renovations because it was ready, right?
We have the pipes for the plumbing.
All
And
the
there,
electrical set up for the barber stations. So this was so
the
helpful.
rooms, the kitchen there where we built the
The
kitchen,
laundry
the
in the
laundry.
back, all the setup was already made. So if you want to start a business, think about that. If you choose a place that it was used with the same purpose before, it saves you tons of money.
And time too.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start building, right? We built the shop, and then we finally, in our minds, like, now it's time to open. It's time to do the grand open.
Oh,
And-
but we ran out of money in the middle of the construction.
Yeah.
And then luckily, Tico had a $10,000 credit card that we maxed out. Everything. And we used every little single penny we had.
We used we maxed out. Yep.
From the little piggy coins.
Big bank.
Every little cent we had, we put there, plus the credit card that we
Plus
had
the
at the
credit card.
time.
And we owe that credit card for another 2 to 3 years. So we paid the credit card another 3 years after.
With interest and
With
everything.
interest and everything.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Yeah, things that people don't know. But then we will say we finally done. We have the last inspection, and the inspector come, and he
Failed us.
failed us. So we run out of money. We maxed out the card. The rent will start next month, right?
On
That's-
that month
on
of
that
the
month.
inspection. We're planning the grand opening for the first week of April.
April.
Right? And then you already told your previous place, like, I'm leaving. I'm opening my own shop, so I'll be having the chair empty. You can put somebody else here. And then we scheduled the grand opening and everything. And then the inspector came and he failed us in the inspection.